We're going over the power of repetition in soccer in this video. This is a really important one that you won't want to miss, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? Dave here from SimplySoccer, where we're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. And on this channel, we release weekly soccer tip, technique, and training videos, all designed to help you do just that. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. So today, I just want to give you some examples and some ideas on the power of repetition and how it can help you improve as a soccer player. So we're going to be going over what repetition is, why it helps you improve very quickly and helps you improve over time as well, and how you can actually start with a few things to start using repetition to help you improve your game right now. So let's get right into all of that stuff. So first, really quickly, what is repetition? Repetition is essentially doing the same behavior, action, or something along those lines over and over and over and over again. Now, when it comes to soccer, the reason we want to do this and why we want to use proper form and proper technique when doing our repetitions is by doing the proper technique and the proper practice over and over and over again, we commit them to what's called muscle memory. Essentially, muscle memory is when you do something over and over again using repetition, you start to make it autonomous. You start to make it automatic and second nature. For example, if you practice your step overs over and over and over again, it starts to become something that you don't really need to think about anymore and that you can just do on command. I don't think I need to go into why that's very advantageous. If you're on the field and you don't really have to think about how to do the step over, you can just do it, that's obviously going to be beneficial to you. And this goes for every other skill area. You're passing, you're shooting, other skill moves, anything. The more repetitions you put into that area and do it in the correct way, the better at it you're going to get and the more muscle memory you're going to develop. Now, when it comes to repetition, you also want to factor in consistency, because if you're doing repetition after repetition after repetition, but you're not doing that on a consistent basis, it's going to take you a lot longer to develop muscle memory. But if you're, for example, doing cone drills and you're doing it the first week, the second week, the third week, and the fourth week, and you keep going, you're going to get in so many repetitions, and so long as you're doing it correctly and you're challenging yourself, you're going to see massive improvements in that area. However, if you start doing, say, cone drills again the first week, but then the second week you've kind of gotten lazy and you've stopped doing them, that's going to limit how much you grow, because the first player who's doing them every single week is going to get in a ton more repetitions while the other player is not. And also through that consistency, the first player is going to develop and build momentum, which I've gone over why that's beneficial in previous videos. Now, when it comes to repetition, it is of utmost importance that you are doing the technique of whatever it is you're practicing correctly, because repetition doesn't care if you're doing something correctly or not. If you keep doing it over and over and over again, that's what you're going to become good at. So even if you're practicing your shooting over and over again, if you're not practicing the right technique or you're not doing things right, you will become good at shooting, but you'll become good at shooting in the wrong way. So you want to make sure that you have the right technique and you have proper form when doing it. You know, if you're practicing your cone drills and you're taking heavy touches every single time, and that's what you're doing every single time you're doing cone drills, then you're going to get used to doing it like that, and you'll develop muscle memory doing it in that way, which is not going to be that beneficial to you. But for example, if you're doing cone drills and you're taking nice, quick touches and you're keeping it in control and you're practicing that, and you do that repetitively and on a consistent basis, that's what you're going to get good at. So when you are doing this, when you are being consistent and doing things repetitively, make sure you are considering, am I doing this correctly? Am I using the right technique? And you can figure out what the right technique is by looking up online tutorials for maybe if it's a skill move you're working on or shooting or something of that nature. Just take a look at some tutorials, make sure your technique is similar, really close to what they're showing in the videos, and then do that repetitively. One great way to practice repetition is to do what we've done on this channel plenty of times, and it's called a 30-day challenge. And in a 30-day challenge, you will pick a specific area you want to improve. So let's say, since we're using this cone drill example, let's say that you want to work on your dribbling, and the drill that you're going to be doing every single day for 30 days to make sure you're getting a ton ton of repetitions doing this and that you're doing it on a consistent basis is cone drills. So you would commit to the next 30 days to however you set it up, so whatever cone drills you agree to do them every single day. And as long as you don't miss a day, you're going to get in a ton of repetition. And as long as you're doing it properly every single day, you're going to see improvements and results in that 30-day period. So you can even give this a try if you want. Pick an area you really want to improve in. Pick some drills that take maybe 10, 20 minutes. You can go even longer if you want. That will help you improve in that area, and then commit to doing a 30-day challenge where you do them every single day, getting in repetition after repetition after repetition. Also, remember that consistency is more important than intensity. That's why I really like 30-day challenges, because it's allowing you and kind of encouraging you to do something every single day instead of trying to do it all at once. I can tell you that doing something every day, a little bit every single day, is going to be better than picking like one day and doing it for hours at a time. Because doing it for hours at a time, then waiting another week to do it hours at a time again, is just not ideal. It's not going to allow you to build momentum either. So make sure you're doing it on a day-by-day basis if you want to be consistent.
It's consistency versus intensity. You can't get in shape by going to the gym for 9 hours. It doesn't work that way. But if you go to the gym every single day for 20 minutes, you will absolutely get into shape. Consistency matters more than intensity.
So as you're going through this and you find that you're getting deeper into your 30-day challenge, or just any practice that you're doing and you're doing repetition after repetition after repetition, you might think something well, Dave, this is getting really easy. It's starting to get a little too easy to the point where I'm very comfortable doing it. I've been doing repetition after repetition, consistently for many weeks, maybe even months, and it's just, it's getting too easy. Well, this is a very important part of training now, where you need to up the challenge a little bit. So even when you're doing these things repetitively, make sure you're increasing the challenge periodically, or when you find that things are getting too easy. Now, the real sweet spot when it comes to a challenge is making sure it's not too hard to where you can't do it, but where it's hard enough to where you're making a few mistakes here and there. So for cone drills, for example, you should be knocking over some cones or hitting some cones. If you're going through the cones perfectly each and every time and you don't hit a single cone during the whole practice, it probably means you're not going fast enough, or those cones are too far apart and you need to up the challenge. And the simple way to do that is move the cones closer together a little bit, or go a little bit faster. Again, you're not making it impossible, you're just making it more challenging to the point where you are making a few mistakes here and there. So as you're keeping your consistency, as you're getting in tons and tons and tons of repetitions using proper form, make sure when it becomes too easy and it becomes really autonomous and it gets to the point where you're just going through the motions, that you increase the challenge. This is a very important part, because if you find you're plateauing, or you find things are just way too easy and you're not getting as better, you're not seeing improvements as fast as you want, the best way to combat this is to increase the challenge. All right, guys, so those were just some ideas and some things that you can do in order to improve using the power of repetition in soccer. One of my favorite examples of what repetition can do for you. And remember, sometimes and usually the simple things in football are really what is going to help you improve. And by practicing those simple things over and over and over again, which is repetition, that's how you get better. And one of my favorite examples is that when I watched a TED Talk by a college coach who said he had a goalkeeper who he had no hands. He couldn't catch the ball cleanly. He had him go to a wall, and this keeper kicked against the wall and caught the ball, and he did it over and over again 350 times every single day for 8 months. And what the coach said, that player is now playing professionally in Europe.
Repetition, 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 right? Every time I throw him the ball down onto the ground, it's like, oh my God, we're in trouble. Simple solution. Get to the wall, kick a ball against the wall and catch it. Kick the ball against the wall and catch it. His goal was 350 a day for 8 months. He came back, his hands were calloused, The moisture on his hands were literally gone. He is now playing in Europe.
All right, guys, so I hope this has been helpful. If you want to start seeing results from repetition, I highly recommend that you start your own 30-day challenge for whatever area it is you think you need most improvement in, or whatever area you want to just, get better at, even if you're already good at that area. If you actually want to start seeing results, start doing that, because that's going to help you be consistent and get in lots of repetitions. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments, what area of your game do you need to start, performing more repetitions in? Let me know down in the comments, and let me know what you're going to do. Are you going to do a 30-day challenge to help that area? Are you going to do something else? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like this video and you share this video. I think this is a very important idea, so I definitely want as many players as possible to see it. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to SimplySoccer. We do videos consistently, there's that important word again, every single week. So if you do subscribe, we will always have fresh content for you. I am going to put 2 videos here on the screen so you can continue to watch and learn and become a better player. All right, guys, so make sure you get out there, you get in your repetition, you're consistent, and I will see you in the next video.